evening, everyone, and welcome to the Alfond Arena in Orono, Maine, where tonight it's the Boston University Terriers taking on the Black Bears of Maine. I'm Mike Logan along with Craig Janney. Glad to have you along with us tonight on Nesson. Last night, CJ, 3-3 tie between these two teams. Black Bears rallied from a 2-0 deficit thanks to a good power play.
Yeah, they've struggled all year on their power play, under 10%, but last night BU gave them a lot of chances, and you're going to see just some really good net presence here. Two men out-manning them in front. John Swavely picking up one there, and they knocks in his second on the back end here, but just good puck pursuit, good work in front of the net near Joey Diamond, who's been hot the last couple of years, especially on the power play. Barry's one off top shelf, so 11 chances, 3 power play goals. They have 6 in the last 2 games. They got something going on it.
Tonight, our Taco Bell player spotlight is on BU's Matt Nieto. He had a big night last night.
1-1, and more importantly, he gives them some leadership. This is a team that struggled the last couple of years with a lot of defections. They need some upperclassmen that really stay tough, play well, and lead in the locker room and on the ice. Last night, on the ice with a goal and an assist to really lead the Terriers.
Well, we have hit mid-February, and while the Hockey East regular season is winding down, the race for the playoffs is gearing up. It's the Terriers and the Black Bears next on Nesson. Hockey East on Nesson is brought to you by Hess and Hess Express, and by your local New England Subaru dealers. Well, your typical snowy night in February in Orono, Maine, back inside the Alfond Arena. Mike Logan and Craig Janney taking a look at these starting goaltenders. First for the visiting Terriers, it's the second half of the freshman duo, Sean McGuire, 4th-round pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins in the NHL draft over the summer. You see his numbers on the air, and at the other end, Martin Ouellet is 11 straight start, 19 of the last 20. He has been between the pipes for the University of Maine. Jack Parker, year 40, looking for career win number 890 here tonight. 57 of those wins have come against this Maine team. And on the other bench in his 11th season, Tim Whitehead, seeing his team playing better as this year has gone on. And a situation, CJ, that curious to see how Maine comes out after a third period that saw them take the lead last night on a goal that got wiped out.
That was a tough one. Could have been their 4th power play goal of the evening. Tough one. I know Jeremy Roenick, an old teammate of mine, had something to say about it last night on one of our rival networks. But they're playing better hockey. They're getting contributions up and down the lineup right now and getting some solid goaltending. Gives them a chance every night.
And as we talked about in the pregame, McGuire had a 1-0 shutout of the Black Bears in early December at Aganis. You look at the series history, rather, and you see the last 10 meetings, BU's had the better of it. A lot of tight games there, though. As the puck drop, we're underway tonight from Maine. Last night, the Terriers got a quick 2-0 lead as Escobedo paired with Ryan Riker starting the game, and here's a turnover. Joey Diamond walking right in. Diamond, a shot and a save. McGuire as Diamond with the first good chance of the game.
That's one of those ones that shocks you. It drops right on your stick. He wasn't really prepared for it and almost cost BU.
And Megan with a chance set up by Holman, and Ouellet with the stop. So each goaltender, CJ, they're into this game.
Yep, right away they get in it, get to feel the puck, make really quality saves so early. And here we're going to see the giveaway right there. Fancy play. And Diamond here trying to make a little move and kind of loses it. But sometimes those are the best ways to score. It almost beats him 5-0. McGuire keeping his stick in good position there, makes a save on it.
Joey Diamond, 5 goals his last 3 home games, as Steve Swavely able to chip it out. He's playing with his brother John. John on the right wing. Steve, the freshman, with a pair of power play goals last night. And the puck dumped in. Ouellet able to knock it down and leave for Nemec. O'Regan in on the forecheck. The Black Bears able to get it out. And a swing and a miss there by Noonan. But he was helped out by Matt Grizzly. Trap choice of the Boston Bruins. who has gotten better as his freshman season has gone on. Here's O'Regan. He's second among freshmen in scoring in hockey. He's just behind Kevin Waugh at Northeastern. And a long one here by John Swavely, missing the mark. Higgins bumped in deep, double team. Terriers able to play it up. Not out though, and Maine doing a good job on the forecheck. Rodriguez ridden to the boards, but BU able to flip it back to Bryce O'Connor. And now Maine will regroup in their own end. Alfond feathered across, he'll dump in. Black Bears with just one win here at Alfond. Centering feed and a nice stop by McGuire. As that was Stu Higgins left alone in the high slot. Higgins with Artie Oxen in on him. Centering feed, shot, another stop by McGuire. That one on Adam Szymanski. So Maine has had a couple of good bids early on. Here's Lane back the other way. His shot up over everything. Black Bears clear it up, not out. Quick shot, Willett steers it to the boards. Escobedo fights to keep in. Terriers will chip it in and they'll go for a change.
Well, that's what we were talking in our open about the discipline in the defensive zone by BU right there, just losing men right in the top of the slot, giving up grade A chances. McGuire having to be on his game early.
Williams feeding it up the wall. BU fighting to keep it in, but the Black Bears will chip it out. And the puck is played in deep. This is Ryan Reicha. Jake Rudd on him. The puck is played back to center ice where Maine will regroup. Mike Cornell to Ben Hutton, draft choice of the Vancouver Canucks. Was out for a bit with an injury, back in the lineup, and Joey Diamond slides to the middle, but Rudd couldn't handle it. Diamond has really got it going. I was talking to CJ before the game that he had such a good year last year with Abbott and Flynn, and all of a sudden he comes back and it's just him. And it's been a tough start. Shot here, and it's blocked, rolls into McGuire, and he covers up.
Yeah, I mean, he played with two of the top players in the country. So you're going to get a lot of chances. They're going to create a lot of chances for you. This year he's had to handle more of the load, handle more of the puck control. And it's, you know, it's been a little difficult playing with younger players as well.
Face off to the left of McGuire. Devin Shore, freshman. He's the one that scored the goal that put Maine ahead last night, only to be wiped out when Ryan Lomberg, another freshman, was ruled to have interfered with the goaltender O'Connor. Centering feed knocked away by Grizzly. This drive hits bodies out front. And the Terriers transition. Gill out of Homan. He'll go wide. Homan, Gill walks in. Shot, and he missed the mark. As here Gill was in one-on-one against Willett.
I don't think either coaching staff's going to be thrilled with how this is going. A lot of odd man rushes both ways, giving up real quality chances.
High stick whistled against Maine. We'll get a face-off. Well, we talked about the no goal last night. Let's take a look at that. Short.
There's just a beautiful shot, but the goaltender interference is the call. The goaltender comes to him and barely touches him. In my book, that's a shaky call, but I was talking to assistant coach Bob Corkum, and he actually thought they got it right, and I was shocked by that.
Well, I think in talking to other people before the game, I think one of the things is that there's still a lack of consistency sometimes on that. Either it's always going to be interference or it isn't, and I think sometimes it's left to the discretion, and that's where we get into issues of. There's Bob Corkum, former player here at the University of Maine. In fact, he was part of those first couple of teams that Sean Walsh was able to get going to the NCAA tournament in the mid-'80s. Centering feed, another nice stop by McGuire. He's been shopped early as Rodriguez spins it back, and BU will regroup. Here's Matt Nieto. Nieto with some room. Wishing to Rodriguez, toss deep. Danny O'Regan, whose father played at Boston University. Tommy O'Regan. And the puck is loose out front. And it is skated off by Connor Riley. Swavely will just dump it in, and we get a whistle. As I think that puck hits something up top. And it's an icing against Maine. We'll have a face-off back to the left of Willett.
Well, it seems like both goalies have brought their A games tonight. They're on their game, looking very solid. They're getting some grade A chances against them. Like I said, I think both coaching staffs would like to tighten it up a little bit. But good end-to-end flow to the game.
See, the Black Bears have had 6 of the first 8 shots on net. Terriers, good job to keep the puck in. Escobedo tried to feed it across. Matt Lane, a freshman, that had chipped away. And here's Nemec for Maine. Headmans it into the corner, trying to scoop it away. There was Bryce O'Connor, a defenseman, who stepped up into the play. Bryce's older brother, Ian, played at Providence College. In fact, Bryce, the game we had up here last year, CJ, he scored the only goal in that 1-0 win over UNH. Here's the Black Bears. Chance out front. Hammered to the boards. Maine, though, good job in the offensive zone. Here's Cornell with time, shot and a save, rebound. And McGuire got a piece of that as well. Centering feed, a drive by Hanthorn, and another stop by McGuire. He's under siege in the first 6 minutes of this game. Stu Higgins trying to work free, centering feed. Comes across Ben Hunt, a one-timer, and that misses the mark. And Cornell, good play to keep in with the left glove. Good pressure here by the University of Maine, and the Terriers of Boston University able to get it out. We've got a penalty coming up against Maine. We'll be back with a BU power play after this, scoreless early at the Alfond. Freshman Ben Hutton in the box for the University of Maine.
He gets caught reaching here, trying to get back on the play, has his loose hand holding grasping the arm of the Terrier there, pulling him down. Gets 2 minutes in the box for holding.
And the Terriers get the first power play of the game. They were 1 for 2 at the man advantage last night, as the Black Bears get control and send it all the way down. You see what BU has done this year with the man advantage, and where Maine stands on the penalty kill. And at this time of year, CJ, special teams usually comes up big. Grizzly feeds it to Noonan. They're the two-point men. This is Garrett Noonan out high. Working around Gill. Down low's pass is blocked. You've got Holman, Megan, Gill up front as they work it down. You see here Gill, and his pass goes behind Grizzly. And a good play. And now he's unable to keep him. And Maine will dump it down deep. Just over a minute remaining on the Terriers power play as Noonan aims the red line. He'll play it in deep. Ouellette out to slow it down, and the Black Bears able to bank it all the way down.
Great job by Ouellette there. He can be, goaltenders are always your best penalty killers, and on wraps, if they can hold that puck up, leads to a lot of clears, and right there was a great one by Ouellette.
Terriers through center ice. This is Nieto. And as the Terriers get it in deep, they wrap it around, but nobody's at the near point, and the puck all the way back to Rodriguez in his own end. Half minute remaining on the Terriers power play. They get it in deep. Cornell, first man to it, plays it up. Liedermark trying to get it out of there. O'Regan fights to keep in at the point. Santana, now it's Oxenden in there deep. As we're down to 10 seconds to go on the power play, Liedermark able to chip it out. And a good opening kill here by the Black Bears. As Hutton is out of the box, back to 5-on-5. Long one in on Ouellette, handles, leaves for Anthorn. Oxenden intercepts just outside the main zone. He'll play it back in. Mark Nemec. Mentioned the Black Bears have struggled in this building with just one win. They've scored just 23 goals in 14 games thus far here at the Alfond Arena.
You score under 2 goals a game, you're going to have a tough time winning a lot of hockey games, that's for sure.
That win came earlier this month, an overtime win over UMass Lowell. Terriers with 6 road wins in league play coming in here tonight. A couple of Terriers got taken out by one another as Escobedo on the rush. Here's Connor Riley, and behind his own end is the Black Bears look to move it out. 8 minutes gone in the opening period, no score. As it's played in, O'Connell will glove out of the air. And now Maine able to keep in just on the ice. Shot here is deflected just wide. As the Black Bears throw toward the front of the net. There's Devon Shore. This is Bill Norman. And behind the net, pushed away. And the Terriers trying to get control of it. And you see there Norman in a bit of a headlock by Escobedo. Might have got away with one in the corner. As the play continues along the board, and you can tell early on, CJ, there's a bit of an edge here to this game. It's an important game for both teams. BU trying to get back up into the home ice, and Maine's trying to move up and get into a playoff position.
And it's always difficult when you do have these two games up at Maine, because it can get chippy after the first game happens.
We'll step aside. No score in the first. Well, scoreless just past the halfway point. Attention, youth hockey players. The Islanders Hockey Club offers complete player development and elite competition for boys and girls. For more information on how you can become part of New England's top youth hockey organization, log on to IslandersHockeyClub.com. Long one in. McGuire will glove and hold on. And in the early going, even though Willett, CJ's come up with a couple of big stops, McGuire's been a lot more busy.
Yeah, a lot more action down in his end. Really, like we said, giving up opportunities, grade A spots right in the slot. He's had to be very, very sharp early on.
See there, the Black Bears 10 of the game's first 13 shots. Grizzlick harassed in deep by Will Merchant. As the puck comes to the boards and it's snapped out, Hutton quickly there to play back in. This is Wade Megan for the Terriers. Golfs to center ice. Homan gets knocked to the ice by Ben Hutton. Lost his stick in the process, and he'll go to the bench. As Maine looks to transition through center ice, this is Steve Swavely. Had 2 goals last night. His wrist shot is deflected up and out of play.
Well, what I was saying, here's that hit we're going to see. Just a good, clean finish here. And the center ice stepped up on him. Maybe a little high on it, but still just a good step up, good physical play by the freshman. What I was saying about when you come up to Maine, you're going to play 2 games back to back. So there can be a little more chippiness to it. Where a lot of times around the Boston area, you play 1 game Friday and then another team Saturday night. So there isn't the animosity that you get when you come up to Maine or go to Vermont for 2. You know, that second night can, a lot of guys are thinking about settling scores, seeing what's going to happen.
Especially at this time of the year, as we mentioned, both of these teams are fighting for something when it comes to the playoffs. A backhander here is blocked out, but the Black Bears keep it in. Williams' shot from the point deflected wide. Diamond feeds the point, and unable to corral it there was Williams, and he'll be chased back into his own zone. And another big hit right at center ice to the crowd's approval, as Maine has come out physical in this opening period. Santana fans as he tried to clear it in, and this is Lomberg, freshman, trying to backhand it out front. Intercepted, and a good play by the Terriers in their own zone as they'll work it out. Now here's the steal. Higgins, offensive zone. He's quickly double teamed. Ronan and Reicha doing a good job on him. Lomberg fed it across. Had Nemec trying to sneak in the back door, but the pass was knocked away. Anfoing, offensive end. This is Adam Szymanski, his backhander. Stopped by McGuire as he pins it right on the side of the net, and we'll get another whistle.
Good neutral zone speed and transition here by the Maine Black Bears. Szymanski really gets ahead of steam, goes wide, throws it short side on the backhand, and that puck's hanging loose. McGuire hugs the post, but there was a little room there. Good work. He's been busy tonight so far, McGuire, for the BU Terriers.
There it's Szymanski. Higgins getting ready to take the face-off against Rodriguez. for Boston University. And Dave Hansen over explaining something to Tim Whitehead. And now goes over to Jack Parker to explain the same thing. Black Bears win the draw, but it's Boston University coming free. This is O'Regan with a man to the net. It was Nieto, couldn't get it there. Anthony plays it in deep. Terriers come back to the point. One-timer Escobedo. It's blocked. Never made it to Willett. And Szymanski able to skate it out of danger for Maine. And the Black Bears look to transition, but good work by the Terriers breaking it up. Walking right to the middle, right to the net. Shot saved Willett as Nieto had a clear, Checa Rodriguez had a clear path right to the net, and a big stop by Willett. And Nemec is able to pop it out to center ice. We talked about it, CJ. A lot of defensive breakdowns in this period. And Rosen's long one is held onto by Willett.
Just a quick little turnover we're going to see in the neutral zone here, and Rodriguez gets a head of steam going here. Just it spins up and he gets a full head of speed going, catches them turning. Doesn't get that where he wants to put it. He's trying to go up top on this, and he just half fans on it. Well, let's gets a pad on it, but you can see his intention was to try and go up top. But it's still a wonderful save by Willett.
Maine able to keep in for BU. The Terriers turn around here by Sam Kirker, a freshman, is deflected up and out of play. And a look there at Kirker with a little bump for Cornell. Martin Willett, last year was Dan Sullivan who took over the job. Sullivan was excellent down the stretch and into the postseason, but this year Willett started to find his game as the year went on. As we mentioned, tonight's his 11th straight start. And he's been in the Maine nets 19 of the last 20 games. This is Grizzlick keeping it in, throws it out in front, but Norman is there to intercept. And the Black Bears transition. Here's Liedemark. His shot wide to the glove side, kept in by Jake Rutt. And Billy Norman. Turnaround shot, corralled and held onto by O'Connor. You've seen Noonan and Rutt pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Well, this fourth line for the Black Bears is going to give them solid defensive work. They got two defensemen who are playing up at the forward, Jake Rutt and Bill Norman. So it's going to be a tight checking and everything going to the net. You saw them just throwing pucks to the net there. But these guys, both these teams are down to their last man. Everyone's in the lineup. They're both a little short-handed, so everyone's going to get some minutes.
Wire handling that one right off the faceoff. Steve Swavely keeps it in, trying to curl away from troubled Merchant. Plays it to John Swavely. Centering feed is whacked at and deflected to the boards, and the Terriers will move it out. Here's Gill. Offensive end, O'Connor stood him up. Williams in to play it for the Black Bears. Now Swavely. Headman's Merchant. And Merchant goes now to John Swavely over the line. He's broken up. Black Bears fight to keep in. They cannot, and McGuire comes out a tricky bounce coming out of that corner. And Wade Megan for the Terriers up, but Holman was offside. We'll take a break. Late in the first, still no score at Alfond. University of Maine band positioned in the balcony above the visiting goaltender. And a nice crowd on hand. We mentioned the weather outside. Snowing, but we've got a pretty good packed house in here right now. Off the face-off, Diamond will get it in deep. Lomberg's going to chase Reicha. And we'll play it up the boards. Joey Diamond able to keep it in. Broken up, though. The Terriers look to move through center ice with speed. Here comes Nieto. Nice move. Shot and a save. Willett. Escobedo, the defenseman, in deep. Out front, and O'Regan couldn't handle the feed from Rodriguez. Reicha will regroup for Boston University. Pass stolen by Anthony. Four players converge now, and Anthony stood up by Reicha just outside the blue line. This is Escobedo. Now Nieto will just chip it in deep, and the Terriers will go for a change as we have 5 minutes remaining in this scoreless first period. Alfond bumped off the puck by Garrett Noonan. And the Terriers move with it. This is Moran over the line. Shot blocked in the slot. A one-timer. The glove save Willett as Noonan pounced on a loose puck. And Willett made the stop. And again, we get jamming up after the whistle.
Well, just a good chance there. Noonan steps into one right in the high slot area and just lays into one. And it was a rolling puck on top of that. And here we're going to see that beautiful rush by Matt Nieto. Just a good little dipsy-do inside, outside, and gets a good shot on net. Willett followed him all the way there. He really would have liked to leaned into that one. He was kind of leaning back, wasn't able to get all his wood on it. All his composite, excuse me.
Yeah, the days of wood long gone, right? As the puck hammered out by the Terriers. And Moran will give chase, and Hutton rather turns it over. Terrier knocked down. BU keeps the puck in. This is Matt Ronan. Back to the point. He'll feed it in deep. This is BU's fourth line out there. Santana able to keep in. Grizzly shot blocked. Higgins tried a long stretch pass to break away. Szymanski to no avail. Now Higgins in deep, forced wide. Got a penalty coming up. Delayed call against BU. In the slot shot. A save by McGuire. It'll be a delayed penalty against the Terriers. They touch up. And Maine will take their first power play of the night. It's going to be an interference call against Boston University.
Well, this one's a no-doubter. You're going to see this on the replay. Just a no-doubter. It's going to the net and just Grizzly just lays him out, and the puck is nowhere around it. And off of it, they get a quality chance again in the slot. The slot area has been really soft for BU in their defensive zone, giving up a lot of chances there.
Now, last night, the Black Bears scored a season-high 3 power play goals. They were 3 for 8 in the power play. They came into that game, CJ, last in the country in Division I hockey on the power play. But they had a big night last night, and a dangerous pass knocked away. And here comes Lane, shorthanded break. Here's the freshman, Matt Lane for BU. He is in, and he is bumped toward the net. As a couple of Black Bears hustle back there, and this is Devin Shore. Offensive end now, Maine on the power play. Shore curls the net. They work back to the point. Diamond, a one-timer, saved by McGuire. Shore on the rebound out high. Cross ice feed, shot and a save once again by McGuire. And the puck back, Joey Diamond will keep in for Maine. Just over a minute remaining in the Maine advantage. Shot here, save, Lundberg, a rebound, shot, score. Power play goal for Maine. They're 7th in their last 4 games, and they take a 1-0 lead.
Well, it's hot right now, and it pays off again. Just good, great puck possession in zone on Boston University there. Really good job by Diamond here, getting the shot through. It's not how hard, it's getting it there. He gets it through, and Lombard right on the doorstep. Uncovered, and he buries the rebound. But that shot by Diamond, getting through the key, and Lombard cleans it up to put the Black Bears up 1-0.
So it's their 4th power play goal of the weekend. And the Black Bears have the lead. Here's the centering feed. Turnaround by Holman is blocked up out of play. So the Terriers coming right back after the power play goal by Ryan Lomberg.
Power play is like anything in hockey. A lot of it's confidence, and right now they're scoring some goals on it, and that breeds confidence. And the key is getting chances, and they're getting them in bunches.
Now coming into the weekend, Maine had scored 33 power play goals on the year. Now the turnover, centering feed, and is knocked back. Oxenden shot through a screen, and Willett got a piece of that. Now McGregor to Oxenden. Oxenden holding, shot through a screen, save Willett, and the rebound knocked into Willett. That was Megan. Holman gets knocked down. as the Black Bears able to shovel it out to center ice. Wade Megan feeds back into his own zone. Inside 2 minutes remaining in the opening period, and Megan and Holman collide, and Holman's hurt. Kason Holman colliding with Wade Megan just outside of the blue line, as Oxenden on a knee tending to Holman, and looked to me at the naked eye that they might have bumped legs.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they might have bumped knees at the angles they were coming at, trying to get out of each other's way. I think they separated and banged knees on that.
Holman is back up.
Here we're going to see it. Holman, they both try and get away from each other. When that happens, you're leaving your leg out there. You're going to see it. They try and duck away, but they both leave a knee out. It looked a lot worse than it ended up being. It looks like he went off under his own steam, and he looked okay, just shook up a little. I think he dodged one there.
Holman having an excellent sophomore season, leads the team in assists with 19, leads them in points with 26. As Hutton will knock it in from the neutral zone. Noonan with Lomberg, who just scored the power play goal in on the forecheck. Knocked around. Nieto batted it in front of him, but it was cleared out. Ouellette handles that long one. With Cornell comes center ice, chipped, and Lomberg 1-on-3 to the net. He's knocked down. Crowd wanted a call. They're not going to get one. As the puck is scooped up and out of play.
Gave it a good shot, 1-on-3. You're not going to get a lot of calls 1-on-3. We're going to see here. Good play off the boards by Joey Diamond. Tries to go 1-on-3 here. Maybe a little bit of a hook, but like I said, when it's 1-on-3 and there's a lot of bodies around, you don't get a lot of calls.
Face off in the BU zone. The Terriers win it. Escobedo turns the net and is able to get it out to center ice. Cornell will hammer it back in. There's inside a minute remaining in the opening period. Maine on a power play goal with a 1-0 lead. Cornell takes a big hit after corralling the puck. And Wiedemark harassed by Ryan Santana. Good work here as Kirker will chip it in deep. Wiedemark in to help out Cornell, who got hammered in the corner. Good work by Boston University right now. And we got a penalty coming up against the Terriers. Delayed call as Moran is going to go. As Holman touches up. And with 16.8 seconds remaining in the period, it'll be a tripping call against Moran, and Maine will go back on the power play.
A little knee-on-knee trip, I think, on Moran. Collision in center ice. Here we're going to see it here. Just a nice little move by Wiedemark, skipping through there. Here, that was it. If that was it, that was a sketchy one, because Wiedemark got out of the way of most of that. Tough call, but it looked a lot worse than it was. We are fortunate to have instant replay, so.
Diamond's pass out high, intercepted by the Terriers. Slid trying to free Holman, but we're led out to play it as the clock runs down and the horn sounds, and that'll do it. So 20 minutes in the books, and if you're Tim Whitehead, CJ, I think you have to be happy with the start your team has here tonight.
That was a tremendous period. They had a lot of grade A chances, and again, they cash in on the power play like they have the last couple weeks, and that's 7 goals in 3 games on the power play. They got to be happy about that.
So at the end of 20, the Black Bears have a 1-0 lead. Let's send it back to Jamison Coyle at our Nesson studios. All right, Danny, a first period that was pretty competitive. You guys got down a goal on a power play late by them, but overall, thought it was pretty close first period.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of up and down action. I think they outshot us pretty heavily, but it was good action up and down the ice. Yep.
Danny, what's the transition been like for you this year coming in as a freshman, second leading scorer among freshmen in the league? At least on paper, it looks like it's been a pretty easy transition.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You know, it's pretty easy when you're playing with Nieto and Rodriguez. They make it pretty easy for me. I just try to move the puck quick, and you know, they're two good skaters, so they kind of force me to move fast. And so, you know, I owe a lot of it to them, and you know, the coaching too. It's been a pretty easy transition, actually. Yeah.
You have a brother who plays at Harvard. Your father played at Boston University. Can you talk just a little bit about what it was like growing up in that hockey environment?
Yeah, I always grew up a BU fan. Went to all the games, loved it, and you know, it was always me and Tommy's dream to you know, either play with or against each other. You know, being pod too, that makes it extra special. But you know, looking up to him and my dad the whole way through was really awesome, and happy I landed at BU because I've always loved it as a kid and everything.
Finally, you got 40 minutes left to go. What do you and your teammates need to do in this game?
Well, we got to stay out of the box, play smart, play hard, and try to generate a little more offense. You know, they're playing pretty well in their defensive zone, so we just got to keep on them and finish checks, and I think we'll force some turnovers, hopefully turn some into some goals here.
All right, Danny, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, let's send it. Okay, second period here. Maine with a pretty good shot advantage in the first. What do the Terriers need to do here at the start of this period?
Watch their turnovers. They turned the puck over quite a bit in their own end coming out, and they gave up too many quality shots. They got to keep an eye on the slot. They gave up a lot of quality chances from that area. McGuire had to be bigger. This could be a bigger score than 1-0.
Chad Parker was very happy with the way his team responded in the third period last night. And commencing to see how they come out here to start the second period. Black Bears are going to begin it with the minute 44 remaining on a power play. And you see what the Black Bears did in that first period. So Maine, they've got a power play goal tonight, 4 on the weekend. As Megan, who has 3 shorthanded goals, is in on the forecheck. And Maine will start it out. Rutt will head to Lomberg. He'll toss it deep. Steve Swavely chips it out of Devin Shore. Shore back to Swavely, a pair of freshmen. Rutt sneaks down the boards. Lomberg now to Shore. Maine trying to set something up. Good poke check by Reicha. And BU able to break it out. And almost a break in for Holman. But that chip hit a Maine skate. Here's Holman. He just trimmed some time off the power play for Maine, down to 50 seconds to go on it. Now Gill, offensive end. Gill, backhander, will let the save. And a quick whistle. Crowd doesn't like it, but with a face-off coming in the Maine zone.
It's always hard to start a period on the power play. I don't know why that is, but the percentages go way down when you've got a partial power play. I think a lot of it has to do with coming out of the locker room cold, not really getting a feel for the game yet, or the period, and it's always difficult to score on a power play when it's a partial power play coming out of the locker room.
Nice job again by the Terriers, as again Gill able to break the play up. Centering feed knocked just wide as Rodriguez was there. But his shot deflected just wide. Higgins now to Hutton. And running out of time here on this man advantage. Snapped in deep. Noonan against Higgins. Centering feed swept all the way down by Boston University. Time for one more rush here for the Black Bears on the man advantage. As Norman got his pocket picked right at the red line. Chipped in. Now Norman heads to the net. Centering feed, and Alfond redirected on the backhand wide. Shot here is deflected up. As we're back to 5-on-5, BU trying to get control, however. Alfond centering feed. Liedermark hit the side of the net. Maine keeps it in, though. Hutton through a screen, knocked down, and McGuire reached back as that was like a knuckleball coming in. And McGuire, with a quick reaction, grabbed it with the glove.
Here we're going to have a couple chances by Maine here. They're just twists and turns here. Just good hard work along the boards. Little firm pass here, just goes wide, and then it cycles back out. Hutton just throws one on net, bounces 2 or 3 times, and McGuire fortunate to grab that one.
And you see the scoring chances thus far in this game. And they'll move the faceoff all the way down into the Maine zone. Nemec plays it ahead to Riley. One hands it out of the zone. As the Black Bears move it in, Grizzlick and Merchant battling in the corner. Puck comes free. McGregor able to cut in front of his man. Play it up and off to center ice. And now the Black Bears look to transition. Offensive end. Long wrist shot. Paddle saved by McGuire. And BU will look to regroup. Terriers have won 7 of their last 11 trips here to the Alfond. As Matt Lane keeps the puck in, lost an edge. Nemec crawled on top to make sure he stayed there as Liedermark feeds it out to Merchant. Merchant will just play it in deep. Maine will change its line as Liedermark over there with Norman. Both hail from Sweden. And now a turnover out front. Norman tried to take it to the front of the net, taken away. And Rodriguez dangerously out in front. And McGregor will need to use the end boards. And Maine doing a good job here. Centering feed by Rutt, knocked away. And it'll be Rodriguez moving for the Terriers. 1-on-3. Curls, looks for help. And the puck comes outside the zone. That'll be an offside as Reicha brought it back in.
We're seeing turnovers by BU back in their own end, overhandling it instead of making the simple play sometimes. When you have highly skilled defensemen like the Terriers do, who are offensive minded, sometimes the simple play is the right play. And not always do you have to make the perfect play. And right now they're giving up a few too many turnovers in their own end.
And now Boston University has the O'Regan line out there as that puck comes up over the glass out of play. And we'll face off to the left of Willette with their Kyle Williams.
Thank you for your support of the University of Maine and Black Bear Athletics.
O'Regan and Shore on the face-off in the Maine zone. And Shore able to kick it into the corner. O'Connor on a diamond. And we'll start it out for Maine. Scoops it in deep. Short. First one to it for Maine. Reicha on him. Puts a body on him. Now Diamond taken to the boards. Good poke check down low by Escobedo. He's fighting Lomberg. He has the goal in this game as far as Diamond tried to spin out back to the point. Shot blocked down. Short. He broke his stick. We got 2 sticks. One player from each team without a stick. So for a while, is a 4-on-4 is a long clear up. Holman and it deflect off the blade of the stick, and Bryce O'Connor in there to put a body on him. As the Black Bears look to transition through center ice, Szymanski plays it ahead. Main offensive end. This is Stu Higgins. Higgins toward the net. Save as the net comes off as a Black Bear was forced to the net by a Terrier.
McGuire's been steady tonight. Here's that last rush. Just driving hard to the net, taking it wide. Nice little inside move to try and jam it short side. But like I said, McGuire's seen a lot of pucks tonight, and he's looked very, very sharp despite the 1-0 deficit.
With a late change, face-off is going to come in the neutral zone just outside the Terriers' end. Swavely waved out, so older brother John will come in and take it. And it's offside as Merchant had slid in ahead.
Fans, be sure to pick up your 50-50 raffle tickets.
Steve Swavely had a big night last night, a couple of power play goals, his first 2 of the year. In fact, Swavely scored his first goal of his career at Maine, was set up by brother John in the first game they played together back in October.
That's got to make the parents a happy and proud pair, that's for sure.
Gill starts the breakout. Grizzlick gets it back. Little give and go. He tried to come across to Holman, and that pass hit a skate. Megan takes it out of the corner. Terriers trying to peel it off the wall. They do, but now the puck squirts back to their own end. McGuire is out, and he'll hammer it up to center ice. Finds Holman. Nice drop pass. Gill. Gill to the net. One-timer save. Rebound. A stop by Willett on Holman. Couple of big saves by Willett. As Gill, a good low shot, making sure he got a rebound, and Holman was right there to whack it back to Willett, who came up with the big stop. And a big hit behind the net. Grizzlick taken hard to the boards by Rutt. Now Oxenden is hit up high by Jake Rutt. And the Black Bears flip it to the neutral zone, getting a penalty delay call against Maine. A shot here, and Willett got a piece. And we get the whistle. And BU's going to be going on the power play, as it's going to be a hitting from behind. We'll take a break. Back with the BU power play after this. Well, BU with its best chance of the game right here, CJ.
Yeah, great follow-up. Holman rips a rebound, but Willett up to the task. Great job by McGuire on the outlet to set up that play. And there's the penalty. Chintzy one, a little hit from behind in the open ice. Not usually called that often on the open ice. Against the boards, yes. But that time they caught Jake Rutt, and he gets 2 minutes for hitting from behind.
And the Terriers down a goal will go on the power play. Look there at Holman. Good to see that he's back up and skating a regular shift after colliding with a teammate towards the end of the first period. And the Black Bears able to win the draw, and they'll send it all the way down. You see what BU did in its first power play tonight. The only goal in the game coming with the man advantage. Lomberg, the freshman for Maine. Here's O'Regan. Feeds it back across Rodriguez to Oxenden. One-timers, blocked, rebound, save on Nieto as Willett was there. Got a piece of him, might have got a piece of the post. And Maine able to steal it, skate it out to center ice. Nice move. Here's Higgins, one-timer right into the breadbasket of McGuire, and he'll hold on.
I think we're going to have a little clank here off the post. Oxenden, and then a good fall on Nieto and right off the pipe. You know, when you're holding on tight and trying to be perfect with great goaltending, you know, you hit some pipes, and right there, Manny Nieto bangs into one.
But that's now two good attempts by the Terriers in the last minute or so. See the time remaining on the Boston University power play. Face-off win. Shot is blocked. Short will keep it in deep. He's out there up front with Will Merchant. Jared Noonan for the Terriers. Long stretch pass, too far. Willett forced to get out there and play it as Ryan Santana was going to be first man to the puck. We're trying to tie it up for Maine in deep. That's Connor Riley, and Riley doing a good job wasting some time. Maine comes away, and the Black Bears will just slide it all the way down. Merchant has it taken away, and the Terriers will look to move up ice. Just over half a minute remaining on the power play. Grizzlick, he is broken up. Main transitions. Here's Steve Swavely, short-handed. Good poke check by Garrett Noonan. Taylor for the Black Bears keeps it in deep. And BU has time for one more rush on their second power play of the game. Here's Gill. Over the line, pushing it in deep. 10 seconds to go. Maine gets control. And they'll start it out. Get the red line, dump it deep. And Maine's done a nice job here. CJ pulling off.
Cornell right there making a wonderful play. Giving up his body, taking a hit to make a play up the boards for an easy clear. Solid job.
And there's a big hit by Joey Diamond, the all-time penalty leader here at Maine, as McGuire was able to handle the initial shot. The rebound came out, but BU is there to knock it away. And there's Kason Holman. Holman had it knocked away at the last minute. And Negan will gain the line. Holman just crawled up onto the bench. One way not to be offside. And now Maine will send this all the way down. It's going to come as an icing against Maine.
There's that finish by Diamond right there. He's a feisty little guy, and right now he's battling the flu. He's been sick for 2 days. I got some inside information from Coach Corcoran, but you know, he's sucking it up and playing hard tonight.
Type of kid, if he's on your team, you love him, and if he's on the opposition, you hate him. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Gets under your skin every way he can.
I'll tell you what, he's carried Maine the last couple of weeks as he takes a big hit by Sam Kirker. He had a shorthanded and a power play goal against Providence back on February 1st in the third to get Maine a tie, and then scored 2 goals, including the game winner against Lowell on the Sunday of that weekend, and that was the first win for the Black Bears here. Now the Terriers, shot is blocked out high, and Diamond will just scoop it back into the BU end. Shore toward the net, save McGuire. Shore goes hard to the Liedermark goes hard to the top of the net, and we get some pushing once again after the whistle.
You can tell there's a little blood boiling after 2 nights of hockey, and it always seems to happen on these, you know, double weekends, and especially with 2 tight hockey games as well. So, and everyone battling down the road here for points.
Lars Liedermark, senior from Sweden. You see what Maine has done on the faceoffs this period. They've won 9 of the first 10. And now Liedermark's going to get waved out. Rudd will come in to take it against Rodriguez. And Rodriguez will win that one cleanly. And the Terriers look to transition through center ice. And there's a shot by Nieto is blocked. Nieto hit, knocked to the ice. Rodriguez. Nice move in deep, trying to work it there to O'Regan. It was knocked away from him, and Maine will head up ice. Liedermark to Norman. They're feeding in deep. Rudd puts a body on McGregor. And now Norman fighting behind the net, knocked away from him. Norman, good second effort. Nice work by this 4th line of Maine as it comes back to the point. Shot is blocked, and Boston University will look to move up ice. Here's O'Regan. Drops now Rodriguez. Holding a shot is up over the goaltender Willett. And it's played back into the BU zone. It's Grizzlet. Ended it up with Maine's Hutton. He's there to cut it off as Ronan tried to move over the line. And a big scrum right at the Maine blue line. The score's free. Grizzlet. Now to Garrett Noonan. Long one. Willett the save, and he'll cover up. We will take a break halfway through the second period. Black Bears have a 1-goal lead. Black Bears have a 1-0 lead at the Alfond. We remind you tickets are now on sale for the 29th Annual Hockey East Championship to be played March 22nd and 23rd at the TD Garden. Student and group discounts are available. Get yours today at Ticketmaster.com or call 1-800-745-3000. Hard to believe it's the 29th.
Yeah.
Turning. Centering feed knocked away. Black Bears keep it in. A weak backhander by John Swavely. Now Swavely, a centering feed and a nice poke check by McGuire. And keeping the puck in to the Terrier zone. Now Boston University able to come away, and they have a 5-man rush all up the ice. Centering feed, save Willett. And we got a penalty coming up against Maine, as John Swavely's going to go on a hook, and BU's going to go back on the power play.
Well, just a good rush by Boston University here. Wade Megan with some individual skill, dancing along the sideline, setting up this chance. Just a great little in move here. Good using his reach and ducking there. You can see the little tug on his arms trying to make a play. That's the hook they call it, but a nice little individual effort by Wade Megan.
So Swavely in the box. BU with its second power play of the period. It'll be Santana to take the face-off. You see the Terriers just one shot on goal on their first 2 power plays. Oxenden, a cross pass, one-timer is saved by Willett as Rodriguez let that go.
Just a good face-off win here, and Oxenden takes the middle of the ice and slides over a one-timer. Rodriguez just lets it boom. But as you can see, Willett sees it all the way and squares up on it, makes an excellent save.
Terriers fight, able to keep the puck in. Oxenden, the setup, comes back now. Rodriguez, slap pass, cross ice to Nieto. On top of the umbrella, Oxenden, now to Nieto, shot, deflects wide. Rodriguez gets it now to O'Regan. O'Regan with room, shot, save, Willett, rebound, he's able to cover and get the whistle. Couple of good chances for BU as a Terrier Santana get buried right at the top of the crease.
Good net presence there on that power play by BU here. You're going to see it's some good puck movement side to side and then get the shot through. And there's some excellent net presence there with the screen, but an excellent save and a cover-up by Willett.
A minute and a half to go on the Terrier power play. Steve Swavely against Ryan Santana on the faceoff. Terriers control it once again. Rodriguez, now they come to Oxenden. Oxenden's got 3 power play goals on the year. Nieto back to him, walks in, shot up high, save Willett. Loose puck out front, a backhander score. Danny O'Regan ties the game on a power play goal, 1-1. This is his 4th power play goal of his freshman season.
Just excellent poise by O'Regan here, digging at that puck and taking his time, bringing it to the back end. But the first key is good puck movement. Oxenden taking the middle and getting the puck through. And O'Regan showing wonderful poise, digging into the pile, pulling it to his backhand, and burying it in the open side. Great poise by O'Regan.
And the Terriers on their 3rd power play of the game have got the equalizer. O'Regan with his 24th point of the season. And the Terriers look to transition again. Long one in. Willett will give it to Williams. Down now to Lomberg. He is the main goal. It also came in a power play. Teams combined for 4 power play goals last night. They've got 2 more tonight. And the puck played into the side of the net. McGuire held the post. And the Terriers will head up ice. 7.5 minutes remaining. 2nd period. Kirker, his shot up high, is gloved and held on to by Willett.
Well, this is a Maine team that struggles scoring goals, especially 5-on-5. And they like to win those tight, low-scoring battles, and they're in for another one this evening.
This year, when Maine scores 3 goals, they are 6-0-1. But the problem has been they haven't had a ton of 3-goal games. And nice play. Wiedemark keeps it in. Norman against Megan. Holman, nice little play out in front of his net. Found the opening. And stretch pass, looking for Gill. Deflected to him. Will come around to Grizzlet. Defenseman in deep. Now Holman tried to center. And Nemec got his stick on it. Works it to Connor Riley. Riley harassed down low. Good work by the Terriers as they were able to take the puck away. And then it was Megan forced to the glass. Gill on clear up Noonan. Mossman is BU looking to change up. Maine through center ice. Here's Connor Riley. Riley down the wing. Shot blocked to the inboards by Grizzlet. Good second effort though by Riley, keeping the puck in. And Gill moves it ahead to Garrett Noonan. Noonan takes to the middle. Down low. Shot saved by Willett as he quickly slid over to that far post. And he's able to tie it up and get a whistle.
The University of Maine and Black Bear Athletics.
As Danny O'Regan was trying for his second of the period.
Just got handcuffed a little bit on it from Garrett Noonan, but a really nice play by Noonan. Joining the rush here. Plays it well out of his feet, and here it just cuts it into the middle. Nice, looking for O'Regan. Just handcuffs him a hair so he can't get a lot of wood on it. But a good transitional play by Noonan.
And able to control the face-off in their own end. Cornell gets it up to the red line, and the Black Bears get it in deep. With Dwyer out of his net, he'll reverse it. Kept in by Merchant. Now Swavely. Will Merchant had his pocket picked by O'Regan. He's doing it at both ends of the ice right now for the Terriers. Over the line, Hutton able to stop that with the skate. Chip it ahead, and Maine looking to break. 3-on-1 development. To the net, shot is wide. As Maine had a 3-on-1, John Swavely's shot went wide. And the Terriers back into the offensive end, thrown down low, looking for O'Regan. But it's Cornell there to get it back to center ice. And the puck fed all the way down, and this is going to go as an icing against the Black Bears. With 5:12 to go in this second period, 1-1 our score.
Well, I think Swavely on this 3-on-1 doesn't recognize it, and I don't think there's a lot of communication on it. He just kind of buries his head and tries to finish on that. I don't think the communication factor from the bench and from the players on the ice looked pretty poor on that, because they didn't make him aware that it was a 3-on-1.
If you're the middle guy, are you yelling?
Yelling the whole way, and the bench should be yelling as well to notify him that there is a 3-on-1. There is an on-man rush.
Face-off win back to Riker. Shot blocked by Merchant. Another drive is blocked as well. Actually hit the leg of Sam Kirker. Now Hutton gets to the puck. Hard off the wall. Riker kept in with the glove. Now Maine controls, and Ben Hutton looks to break it. He'll get it to the red line. Get it deep as the Black Bears change up. Inside 5 minutes to go in this second period. Willett out to slow it down. Shore fighting over there with Ben Rosen. Centering feed. Back now to the point. Here's Grizzlick, a one-timer, and Willett the save. We will take a break late in the second. Still tied at 1.
Hey, fans, direct your attention to the main segment's Black Bear Vision scoreboard.
When they head north to Winnipeg to take on the Jets, our pregame coverage gets underway at 5 with Big Bad Bruins Live presented by DCU. Bruins had a bit of a tough third period last night in Buffalo. Took a 2-1 lead in and left with a 4-2 loss as the Terriers transition quickly. And here's Homan to the net. Homan is in. A shot, score. Beautiful rush. Kason Homan. And he gives the Terriers a 2-1 lead.
Good strong move to the net by Homan, but a nice little dish up the wing to recognize the stretch play here. Here's a fan on the shot. Quick transition. A nice dish up from Megan to Homan, and just a slick move right there. He drags it over a little bit and chips it back to the near side, up and over Willett. Excellent move, good strength, great transitional play off the turnover, off the fan shot. BU takes a 2-1 lead.
Well, the Terriers came into the period down 1-0, and they have answered with 2 goals of their own. Last night, Maine dominated the second period and scored 2 goals. And tonight it's been the Terriers. Grizzlick in on the forecheck against Connor Riley. Bumps him. And Maine will move it up ice. This is Liedermark pushing it ahead. Jake Rutt and Liedermark both in the corner. Comes back to the point, kept in. Nemec with a drive, and that's wide to the short side. Here's Rutt centering feed, and Anthony unable to get a shot. Backhanded by Liedermark. He is deflected wide. Maine keeps the puck in. Here's Anthony. Anthony, penalty coming up against BU as that shot just missed. Terriers touch up, and we got a Black Bear knocked down after the whistle. Maine's going to be going on the power play here. Jason Holman, who just scored the goal, will go to the box.
Well, they got him on a hook. Beautiful work down low below the dots here, and a great little carry out, taking it hard to the net. Holman hooks him up, just missed on the tap in. But that could have been another call on Noonan. We talk about BU's discipline, and I don't think Jack Parker's going to be happy with that play, but he got away with it. But unnecessary.
Speaking of on-ice discipline, this week Jack Parker suspending Alex Privatera for the remainder of the season. The sophomore defenseman, due to on-ice discipline issues, as that shot was handled by McGuire. No one found it. The Terriers finally did, and they cleared it all the way down. You see the Black Bears, what they have done in their first 2 power plays of this game. Good work in deep. Ben Rosen for the Terriers on the forecheck. And now Maine will look to regroup. Here's Lomberg. He has the Black Bear goal. Puck comes loose. One-timer by Diamond is blocked. And it's back to Rodriguez, and he'll just flip it out on the backhand. Hutton trying to get it in deep. Does comes around Escobedo with room, and then we'll just toss to center ice. Hutton back in the offensive zone for Maine. Takes it in deep. Stops. Looking for some help. And he'll come back to the point. Diamond feeds it across. Shot for a screen. That is wide. Terriers get the puck. And they'll tap it all the way down. 50 seconds to go on the power play for Maine. Their third of the game. They're down a goal here late in the second as Stu Higgins carries it deep. Diamond tried to knock it to himself off the boards. Oxen in there as well. Here's a wraparound attempt and a save. McGuire is loose in the crease as Szymanski came around and tried to tuck it in as Terriers have done a good job blocking shots.
Goaltending and block shots on the kill are huge keys. There he lays it out. Escobedo takes one in the back there on a big one-timer by Joey Diamond. But 2 keys to penalty kill. Great goaltending and getting in shooting lanes and blocking shots.
Terriers able to get that puck out to center ice. Nieto. Now Anthony back over the line. The puck cleared. Last year, Joey Diamond and Mark Anthony each led the country in power play goals. They each had 11. As a team this year, Maine now with 37 power play goals as Anthony turns the net. Back down to the point. We'll feed it around. Szymanski back one-timer and a save by McGuire. Quick whistle. That puck came out, but Malay blew the whistle once again. Tempers flaring after the whistle.
Just really good puck movement here, going side to side and through the box, and hits him on a one-timer. Down, through, one-timer, gets it through. Quick whistle, or the puck would have been loose there, but he was blindsided on it, the referee. He could not see that it was loose. But good puck movement, always good to go through the box, and always the key is shots through.
Here's off the face-off, shot blocked. As that was into a pile of bodies, the penalty is over, and here's Holman. He's going to break in. Holman is in. Shot saved. Willett. Rebound is knocked away. Looked like Megan had a hard time getting a shot off. And the Black Bears transition back. Merchant taken to the boards by Escobedo. A close call there as Holman almost got his second of the period. Back over the line, the Terriers. Wade Megan knocked down along the boards. And the puck comes free to center ice inside a minute remaining. In the second period, the Terriers have scored twice to take the lead. Shot score! Matt Grzelcyk with a wrist shot from the top of the circle. And the Terriers have scored 3 times in the period, and they lead it 3-1.
Well, that's a backbreaker there. Last minute of the period. Going to innocuous little rush, but Grzelcyk uses the defenseman as a screen. Willett can't get a piece of it. You know, that's one he'd like to have back right under the armpit, because he did see a lot of that one. But a good little wrist shot. That's why a shot's never a bad thing. It had some zip behind it, caught him under the arm, and a huge goal for the Terriers at the end of the second period.
Third of the year for the freshman Grizzly. Last night it was 2 goals by Maine in the second. Tonight 3 goals by BU as they have erased a 1-0 Maine lead. And Joey Diamond hit along the boards. Lomberg starts the breakout. Half minute to go. A shot here. McGuire the save. Shore comes away with the puck. Wins it on the forehand. Working it down low. Lomberg knocked down by Garrett Noonan. Noonan is hit. Penalty coming up against Joey Diamond as Diamond came in late on Garrett Noonan. And it's going to be Diamond picking up the penalty. It'll be a boarding call, and BU going on the power play late in this period. That's 411 career penalty minutes for Joey Diamond.
Well, it all starts down in the other end, where Diamond takes umbrance to getting hit in his defensive zone, and then he finishes from behind on Noonan there. That all started in his own zone when he felt he didn't get a call. Led to his frustration in his finish for 2 minutes in the box for Joey Diamond. I think Tim White is questioning what happened down the other end as well. We've talked about discipline a lot tonight, and BU in this period showing a tad more than the Maine Black Bears. That's
Now the Terriers have scored 3 times, including 1 on the power play. You see they've had 5 shots on their previous 3 power plays. And O'Regan wins the draw. Oxen in a shot that deflects up and out of play as we get a whistle. O'Regan, Holman, and Grislick, the goal scorers for the Terriers in this period, after Lomberg had given the University of Maine a 1-0 lead at the end of 20 minutes. With the zone face-off, Oxenden, and Noonan inside. 5 seconds remaining in the period. As the Terriers work it over the line, it's knocked back out. Horn will sound, and that'll do it. But a good second period for Boston University, CJ, as we get some pushing and shoving after the whistle, as they score 3 times and take a 2-goal lead to the break.
They really got their legs under them in that period, drew some penalties, cashed in on a power play, which changed the whole momentum of this game, and they took advantage of it. And they come out of this period leading 3-1.
Terriers have the lead. We'll send it back to Jamison Coyle in our Nesson studios. Mike, after a great first period, BU came back. They got a power play, tied it up, and they seemed to really start to take the play to you guys that period.
Yeah, I think it's tough. You know, like you said, we can't give a team like that any momentum, especially in our barn late in the period like that. So, you know, our first 5 in the third period are going to be huge, and we really got to go to the gate strong.
Mike, what's been the key here for your club the last several games, especially in this building? You had a tie against Providence, the big win over UMass Lowell, and all of a sudden you're playing with a lot more confidence here at home.
Yeah, I think that's just that's the key word right there is confidence. You know, we've been trying to take momentum when we get opportunities, you know, whether it be in the power play or just getting chances, grade A chances. So, you know, the fans have been unbelievable all year, and it's nice to finally be able to put on a little bit of a show for them, and we'll take all the points we can up here.
As a captain of this team, there's been some injuries and obviously a tough going. How challenging has it been for you to keep that locker room together?
You know, it's been a tough year. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, we've got a great group of guys. And I think the way the season's gone, it's a testament to our locker room. And, you know, guys still believe, and they still have fun coming to the rink every day. And we believe in the process. And, you know, we're hoping to sneak into playoffs and surprise some people. So, you know, we're just taking it one day at a time and having fun.
Mike, finally, one guy's been real consistent for you guys over the last several months has been your goaltender, Martin Ouellet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's our rock back there. He's been great all year, and you know, we've got confidence in all 3 of our goalies. But you know, it's nice to be able to take some chances, you know, on the ice and know that he's there for us. And you know, the wins that we've had, you know, we have to thank him for all of those. You know, like I said, he's been our backbone, and he's definitely the strength of our team. So, you know, we're just hoping he stays hot. And we're just going to try and ride him here.
All right, Mike, thanks for joining us. Good luck here in the third period.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right, let's send it back now to Jamison Coyle in our Nesson studios. Mike Logan and Craig Janney back with you at the Alfond Arena. 3-1. Terriers have the lead. Next weekend, Nesson brings you more Hockey East action. We'll be up at the Gutterson Fieldhouse in Burlington, Vermont. The New Hampshire Wildcats will take on the Vermont Catamounts. Both teams will be battling for playoff positioning. Our pregame coverage gets underway at 6:30. For more information, visit nesson.com/Hockey East. And CJ, things are tight right now in the Hockey East standings.
These weekends are just huge right now. There's so many points. It's always comes down to this in this league. It's such parity. Whether you're going to be in the playoffs, you're going to get home ice. Right now, it's just tight all over.
And what a job Mark Dennehy has done at Merrimack this year. I want to also let you know, today Nesson announced our first flex game, March 2nd. It'll be the Providence College Friars at the Boston College Eagles. See Joey Diamond talking to one of the referees. So the Terriers 2-goal lead, and they have 1:42 remaining on a power play as the puck drop. Third period is underway. Santana gets tied up with Connor Riley. And the Terriers feed it back to the point. It winds up all the way down on the goaltender, Sean McGuire. Rodriguez, Aaron Clear through the neutral zone, and now it'll be Artie Oxinen out of Finland to snap it in. We got 5-6 players jammed up along the boards. Maine happy here, taking time off the power play. Terriers keep it in, trying to set things up. We have a minute remaining on the man advantage. Up the slot. Good play, Oxinen to keep in. Gets to Rodriguez. On the forehand, out of Oxinen. And working around the perimeter. It is Nieto leaving for Oxinen. Terriers have a power play goal in this game. Rodriguez. Now the one-timer here. A save comes. Loose shot score. O'Regan is second on the power play. Great pass by Oxinen. 4-1 Terriers.
Just a terrific look by Oxinen on this play. Boy, does he clear out some space for himself, too. He kind of got away with the shove. Little interference. But a great play here up top to get the puck through by Nieto. And there's Oxinen. He shoves him out of the way and then makes a beautiful look for O'Regan for the empty netter. Gets away with that little shove, and then he makes a terrific look to O'Regan to put BU up 4-1.
So the Terriers have a 4-1 lead, and their hockey sports information director Brian Kelly gave us a great note. The last 121 minutes and 47 seconds, BU has not given up a goal even strength. So the moral of the story is stay out of the box. Shot here, redirected, hit the post. Lomberg's redirection rang off the post, and the Black Bears inadvertently slided all the way down the ice. So Maine a post away from answering O'Regan's second goal of the night. Lomberg's pass intercepted. Grizzlick, and he gets it in. Hutton harassed by Ben Rosen. Around Grizzlick, who's got a goal tonight. Keeps it in. Lomberg chips up, not out. Kirker able to just curl it in deep. So the Terriers on the road with a 3-goal lead early in this third period. A BU win, they would move past Providence into 4th place. Providence playing tomorrow at home against Merrimack. BC also in action tomorrow at home against New Hampshire. Both games 4 o'clock starts. And it's going to be a heck of a finish, CJ, down the last 4 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Always a tight race here in Hockey East.
And bodies flying. It's Jake Rudd carrying the puck offensive zone. Long wrister is handled and held on to by McGuire as we get another look at a near miss for Maine.
Well, here Lomberg just with a lovely tip, but he just gets unlucky, catches the underside of the bar, and it doesn't go in. But an excellent look, excellent tip, but just doesn't finish for the Bears. That would have been huge. And right now, the question I have to ask is, will BU play disciplined enough to not give anything away easily? Make the smart plays, play 5-on-5 hockey, be smart at both blue lines. That's the kind of hockey you got to play right now.
Shot down low. Terriers spin it to the board. Swavely keeps it in. Well, last night BU entered the third. They were down a goal. Oxenden got the game tying goal. And Boston University 17 minutes away from a 3-point weekend. And despite Maine's struggles here at the Alfond, this is never an easy place to play. Shot here, McGuire the save. Just flips it out and puts it on the stick of Oxenden as he'll flip it just wide of Willett. He got it with the stick. And Boston University with his 3-goal lead. Get it deep. And now we get pushing and shoving. Merchant tied up with Reicha right in front of the main bench, and we get a whistle. We're going to have penalty here, and I think it's going to go against Will Merchant of Maine. So a roughing call against Merchant, and the Black Bears are already down 3. They'll be shorthanded again.
Merchant there with a little finish near the bench. Just not a smart play when you're down 3 goals. You see there's a finish. He finishes up high and finishes into the head. And anytime you finish in the head, you know, there is a real protection of that in hockey these days. And he gets them out on the power play, BU, and they've been hot.
Shot here, kicked out by Willett. Cleared up, Rodriguez. Strong play to keep it in for the moment. Now Nieto steals a clear. We get a whistle and a cross-check coming up against BU, and we're going to even up. O'Regan is going to go, I believe, for the Terriers. No, it's going to be Santana. Ryan Santana going. And that will even things up. We'll go 4-on-4.
A little physical there. You got to know that they're going to look to try and even things up, and you know, so you got to be a little smart. And there he does. He finishes from behind with a cross check. Not a very smart play when you're on the power play. You got to let that go by and stay on the power play instead of forcing the issue.
Mike Cornell, who joined us in our second intermission, his shot blocked. Here's Ben Hutton down low, tries to wrap it in. It's blocked back to shore. Redirect scored. Joey Diamond. Johnny on the spot. That was a double redirection, and Diamond buries it, and it's 4-2.
Well, it's a really, really good look by Devin Shore to start this play. He's shooting all along for a tip, and it gets tipped from one gentleman to Diamond, who tips it back home. It gets us to 4-2. You're going to see it right here. It goes when it gets back to Shore. He's looking tip all the way, and it's a double tip button to Diamond. Diamond with the finish in the 4-2 game.
And it's the penalty taken by Santana that allowed the draw to be down in the BU end, and that led to the main goal. And they have cut the deficit to 2. Still a long way to go in this one. Just inside 16 minutes remaining. And a minute 10 remaining on the 4-on-4. Here's Steve Swavely with a wrist shot. Held on to by McGuire.
Pick up your exclusive Black Bear souvenir teddy bear. Available at Bear Necessities. Your home for officially licensed Black Bear.
Well, that's a big goal for the Black Bears. They were shorthanded for a little bit where BU could have stepped on them and put it ahead 5-1. They get a 4-on-4 and they score 4-2. This is a ball game now.
Higgins on the face-off. Wanted. Riley tried to get the shot off. Anthony does, but it's blocked into the corner. Higgins spun off the puck, and the Terriers move the other way. Here's Rodriguez. Takes a wide angle. Stops. Looking for help. Now he goes down low. So here Gill. Good cycle here with Rodriguez. Nice move, and then he lost an edge. Anthony over to take the puck away and start it back the other direction for Maine. Here's Nemec. Defenseman steps up into the play. Nemec to the circle. Nemec forced wide, and he and the Terrier go down. That was Escobedo. Good defensive play by him. Kept in, cross-ice feed. This is Riley. A shot blocked. Riley gets it back. Another one is over the net. Higgins on the puck for Maine. Trying to get it on the forehand. Now to Riley. Riley in, a backhander save. Riley's knocked down, no call. Crowd wanted one. And the Terriers just trying to tie things up here. Escobedo can't clear. Higgins able to keep in for Maine. Higgins right out front, knocked away, and we get a whistle. as Nemec was about to let that go. Not exactly why it blew. Hand pass, maybe?
I did not see why it blew.
The net.
Oh.
I think the net came off.
Just terrific pressure down below the goal line here. Great cycling, taking the puck hard to the net, trying to throw it in there. That's the call the bench of Maine was up in arms on. And they just outworked him there, outcycled him, and really trying to drag everything towards the net.
Face-off win by the Black Bears. Holding a shot here is blocked. Rebound pushed just wide. Diamond now to Williams. His drive is blocked. It is loose. And we get a whistle and a hand pass against Boston University. And the face-off will stay in the Terriers' end. And Joey Diamond with the goal. He's now scored 6 goals in his last 4 home games. We're back to 5-on-5. See what Diamond has done over 8 games. He's been a catalyst. Here's Diamond taking it right to the net. Shot saved McGuire. It is still loose. No light. Maine pointing that it crossed the goal line, but now we finally get a whistle as it was Diamond going hard. And McGuire was able to corral that puck. You see Sullivan stepping in between Escobedo and Diamond.
Just an excellent spin move by Diamond on the boards here. He lulls him to sleep a little bit, spins it back, gets a step on Rika here, and just takes it hard to the cage, puts it on net, and then tries to shove his way through and bully his way through and force that puck through. But a good save by McGuire. Terrific cutback move by Joey Diamond, and a wonderful chance, an opportunity for the Black Bears.
Well, Black Bears have started to pick up the play since Diamond's goal to get them back to within 2. And the Terriers are able to work the puck out to center ice. 6 minutes gone, 3rd period. Danny O'Regan's power play goal early in this period, giving the Terriers a 4-1 lead before Diamond answered to cut the deficit for Maine to 2. Wiedemark chipped it in behind the net. Oxenden got there. He's had a good game for BU as he slides this one, and that will go as an icing against the Terriers.
Well, you can see the momentum change here from those penalties and the goal by Diamond. Right now, Maine doing a terrific job on the forecheck, creating many chances.
And you see it there, 2 most penalized teams in the league. And we've had 3 power play goals tonight, 1 by Maine, 2 by Boston University, both off the stick of Danny O'Regan. And there's Ben Rosen centering feed knocked away. Matt Lane was trying to sneak in the back door. And Steve Swabley has the puck for the Black Bears. Now to Mike Cornell. Cornell on clear up. Maine trying to get it deep. They can't. John Swabley comes cross ice. Hutton with some room. Hutton shot blocked by Oxenden. Can't clear. Cornell keeps in. Shot up high. That goes wide. Hutton hustles to keep it in. Oxenden works it down. Nieto. He'll play it up, and it eludes Cornell, and here's a BU break. Here comes O'Regan in. Danny O'Regan, nice stop by Willett, as O'Regan was looking for the hat trick there on the break, but Willett able to stop him. And now long clear up. Rodriguez going to walk in. Shot saved, and we got a penalty coming against Maine. We will be back with another BU power play. Joey Diamond getting the Black Bears back into it. Back to the Alfond CJ. BU with a couple of great chances.
O'Regan here, good wheels wide. Nice little move. I think Willett may have forced that with a little tip against the post, and then a great wheels by Rodriguez here. He gets hooked up, taking it hard to the net there. But 2 real great chances.
It was on that rush. Mark Nemec hooked Rodriguez, and he's in the box. And BU trying to extend that lead back to 3 as they'll go back on the power play. They have 2 power play goals tonight, both scored by the freshman Danny O'Regan. So the time remaining in the third period is Maine able to wrap it all the way around and down the ice. Bears have scored 2 goals on 6 shots with the man advantage tonight. And they'll hammer it in. Comes hard out of the corner, kicked back into the corner by Kyle Williams. Smart play there. Oxenden keeps in. Here's Nieto in the slot. Feeds back to the point. Rodriguez forced wide by Higgins. And the pass back intercepted by Maine. And they'll clear back to center ice. Higgins pump on his man, but now the Terriers catch Maine in a line change. Here's Santana. Oxenden moves it down the boards, but he loses. And it's chipped back. Here's Devin Shore trying to break short-handed Evan Rodriguez. Nifty little play there to take it away. Holman, he's got one of the 4 Terrier goals tonight. Works it deep. Megan, centering feed, and Gill had it hop right over his stick. And now it comes free, and Maine looking to break back the other way. This is Connor Riley, short of the net. Riley a shot, saved McGuire. Score out front. Devin Shore, that puck bounced right to the crease. And Shore's made it a 1-goal game. Short-handed goal.
Just a tricky hop. I want to see the replay myself on this one. It just lands in the crease, and Devin Shore there to clean it up. But good hustle on their side here. Great little rush up the ice by Anthony. Good wheels, and the puck just chops in and bounces off the back of McGuire and goes right to him. Just a kind of a fluky bounce. Shore just hanging right in front, and Johnny on the spot and bangs it home.
Great hands by Riley.
You'd like to have 50 of those. A 6-incher. But Devin Shore makes this a 1-goal hockey game.
And looks as though they're going to take a look at this goal. But it was Riley who hit that puck out of the air from behind the net.
Banked it off McGuire's back of his legs and was sitting there.
And Shore is there, and I think they're looking to see if he interfered with the goaltender. He was in the crease. Yep. And of course, last night
let's do that again, please.
Let's take a listen to the referees as they take another look.
Yep.
Of course, they conveniently take the headset off as they're having the discussion about exactly what the call is going to be. But you see the puck there, and I would think the question would be...
Let me see this, please. Rewind that, please, right there, that play. Nice and slow. From right there.
Well, Devin Shore does what you're supposed to do. Stop in front of the net, and the puck comes to him.
Both.
And now the 2 referees are discussing as we get another look. Again, great hands by Riley, CJ, knocking that puck out of the air off the back of the goaltender. And Shore, if it stands in the right place at the right time, they come out, and it is a goal. And we have ourselves a game with 11:25 to go. Black Bears have scored twice, and it's a 1-goal Boston University lead. I don't know, CJ, if that makes up for last night getting the goal taken away, but he gets 1 back here tonight.
Well, the question is he interfering with his movement? And as we could see on the replay, he really didn't. The puck was behind him already. And he can reach behind him and field that puck, which he did. And now momentum totally on their side.
And Jack Parker still at the front of his bench, as you see Jack Millay over explaining it to Tim Whitehead. Jack Parker, though, is still standing at the front of his bench. You see him right there. And he would like to still have a word. And obviously not too thrilled with what the explanation was. So the Terriers had a 3-goal lead early in the third. It's now a 1-goal lead. They still have 40 seconds remaining on a power play. And Maine able to break it up at their own blue line. Here's Grzelcyk. He'll turn his net, start it out. Grzelcyk had the third goal in that 3-goal second period. Now ahead, Holman centering feed, and Megan. We got a penalty coming up. It's behind the play. Going to be interference against Wade Megan. And you hear the crowd coming to life here at the Alfond Arena. Megan doesn't agree with the call, but when all is said and done, Maine's going to have a power play for 1:43.
Well, Megan just going hard to the post. Full speed, getting banged around. He tries to put the brakes on. He pushes a defenseman into the goaltender. But he was trying to put the brakes on, and the collision forces the interference. It's a tough one.
Well, and the Terriers have let the building back into it. They had a 3-goal lead early in the third when O'Regan scored. So now we skate 4-on-4 for 15 seconds, and the Maine will get a power play. Here's Shore. Nice move to the slot. Shot saved McGuire. Got a good look, and he holds on.
Nice move by Devin Shore here. Good little stick in, cut to the middle. Good wrister, but McGuire sees it all the way. There's a good little deke to the left. But McGuire squared up on him and has both eyes on that one.
And now Shore works in deep. Rutt's shot is blocked. And then Rutt took down a Terrier in the corner. Might have got away with one as Matt Lane feeds it in deep. Maine now on the power play. You see what they've done tonight. 1 goal on 6 shots. Lomberg had that goal. Came back in the first period. Here's Diamond. They'll regroup at his own blue line. He'll feed ahead to Devin Shore. His shorthanded goal getting Maine back to within 1. Escobedo, strong play. And as the puck taken away in deep by Steve Swavelin, it comes back to the point. Rutt. Now to Diamond. Maine trying to set up. Shore in deep. Lomberg. Now back to Devin Shore. Shore to Diamond. Nice poke check out high. Diamond hustles, and he'll keep in. He fires it off the board as Rutt stepping up there. Good work. Very aggressive work by the Terriers, and they clear.
Very aggressive and outmanning them to the puck side there. Good forces, good action, good hustle.
There's Diamond around his net. Black Bears 40 seconds to go on the man advantage. Diamond will play it in deep. Noonan slaps it around. Higgins deflected, but BU gets it, and they hammer it all the way down on one hopper on Willett. He uses the end boards, gets it to Norman. Ahead now to Higgins. 22 seconds to go on the power play. Szymanski in the slot in the skates of Holman. BU gets it, and they clear it out. Great kill by the Terriers. Maine with one more rush here with the man advantage. Shore over the line to Higgins. Couldn't settle a bouncing puck. Works it now to Szymanski. Penalty is over. Shot blocked out by Santana as he went to his knees. We're back to 5-on-5. Maine still with puck possession in the BU zone, but the Terriers break it up and clear.
A terrific kill by BU. They're very aggressive all over the ice, outmanning Maine to every puck.
Liedermark bothered by O'Regan, who forces him in deep. Danny O'Regan's had a great game. He's got a pair of goals. Done a nice job defensively tonight as well. Swavely will swoop it in from the red line. Will Merchant in against Grizzly. Now here's Liedermark trying to get it out front. Table intercept back to the point. Riley gets it in front of Black Bear, was knocked down, and now gets up in front of the net. Inside 8 minutes to go, third period. BU with a 1-goal lead. Nemec out of Merchant. In deep, but Noonan took it away. And the Terriers once again able to work it back to the Maine blue line. As Maine trying to catch BU on a change. Here's Merchant in, a backhander save. McGuire bouncing puck. And Riley couldn't get a clean shot off. Jared Newman has it now for the Terriers in behind his own net. Boston University will start it up. This is Matt Lane, a freshman. Lane carries it deep. Forced into the corner by Nemec. Here's a centering feed by Kirker. And a bouncing puck comes up the boards. And the Black Bears able to move it to center ice. Maine gets the red line. They get it deep. Diamond back out there, able to keep the puck in along the boards. Now back to the point, Bryce O'Connor. Cross ice, Williams. His shot saved by McGuire. And the rebound, Lomberg took it away from a Terrier. Lomberg in deep. Now to Devin Shore. Shore trying to come back to the point. And it's intercepted, and the Terriers will work it over the red line. Long one by Lane, handled by Willett. And we have 6.5 minutes remaining. Third period. It's a 1-goal Boston University lead. 3 of the last 4 games for the Black Bears going to overtime. They won one of those, tied the other 2. Terriers tonight trying to break a 5-game winless streak. And the puck is cleared all the way down. This will go as an icing against BU with 6:09 remaining in the third.
BU's got to remember to continue to make plays, look for the breakouts, not just throw it off the glass or ice the puck. They've been losing a lot of draws this evening. It's been key. And offensive zone draws are dangerous.
Well, the face-off win, Anthony, and he had the puck taken away. And the Terriers will move it back, knocked deep. Wade Megan against Norman. Anthony on the back check, takes the puck away for Maine, and will start it up ice. Here's Anthony. Red line, offensive zone. Feeds Cornell, the defenseman, with a backhander. Was saved by McGuire, and the Terriers able to scoop the rebound back to the Maine zone. Here's Higgins. Had his stick knocked out of his hands. He looked up. He was looking for a penalty, but instead will go to the bench and be replaced on the ice as Nieto starts the breakout for the Terriers. O'Regan back to Nieto. Nieto down low. O'Regan, a shot is knocked to the end boards by Nemec. And Maine looks to transition. Nemec, offensive zone, and Nieto got a stick on the one-timer. Szymanski puts a body on a man. Swavely behind the net. Now Grizzly. He'll just scoop it all the way down. Going to go on Willett. No icing. With 5 minutes to go in a 1-goal game. Here's Connor Riley. Offensive zone. Riley stops. Taking hard to the boards. Swavely brothers in there as well. Grizzly trying to dig it free. Puck is free, and Matt Lane is able to get it out to center ice. Maine looks to move it back over the line. Here's John Swavely, a one-timer. Save, rebound, swept to the boards by Oxenden. Swavely now out of the corner. Merchant, a shot, and that save deflects out of play. Got a good one coming down the stretch. We'll be back with more after this. Hockey East on Nesson is brought to you by Hess and Hess Express, and by your local New England Subaru dealers. Now back at the Alfond Arena, you see the Black Bears, a perfect 6-0-1 when they scored 3+ goals, and they've got 4:29 to continue that streak, as they have scored twice here in the third period to cut into a 4-1 BU lead. Face-off win by the Terriers. Lomberg pushed off the puck. Sahir Gill has it for the Terriers. They come across to Escobedo with some room. Escobedo shovels it into the backhand. Out of his net, Willett. Lomberg looks to start the break. A back pass, and Diamond comes away. There's Diamond down the slot holding, and a good back check by Wade Megan, and he's able to scoop it back out to center ice. Dip inside, 4 minutes to go. Here's Bryce O'Connor. Offensive zone for the Black Bears. O'Connor in the corner. Now to Devin Shore. He's got a shorthanded goal in this period. Shore now to Diamond out front, and McGuire held the post and covers up.
Right now, the cycle for Maine has been terrific. They're getting a lot of chances off it. As you see, their defense are joining in, crashing the boards and pinching a lot, keeping pucks in and continuing that cycle.
Another offensive zone face-off for Maine. Liedermark taking it and losing it as Rodriguez won it for Boston University. Cornell strong to keep in, but his shot missed the net. And Oxenden plays it up, not out. Norman kept it in, fed it down low, knocked away, and Hutton unable to keep in. Here's O'Regan, 1-on-3. O'Regan bumped off the puck. Black Bears back up ice. Liedermark chips into the corner as we approach 3 minutes remaining in this third period. Terriers trying to close out a three-point weekend. Oxenden. And it is cleared to center ice. Rodriguez pushed down by Hutton. The puck under him. Still under him. And now the Black Bears get it out into the offensive end. Hutton, a long shot. Blocker save by McGuire. And the Terriers are able to get the puck out of the zone. 2.5 minutes to go. We'll keep an eye on Willett in the main net. Szymanski. Centering feed knocked away by Grizzlick. Szymanski. Double teamed. Lost the puck. Good work by the Terriers. Santana will get the red line. Play it in deep. Willett out of his net around, and the Karen comes to Stu Higgins. Here's Higgins, offensive end. Takes it wide against Grizzlick. Nice play by Matt Grizzlick. Swept it off his stick. Black Bears fight to keep in. Anthorn now Connor Riley. Here's Riley in deep, tried to shovel it out front. Grizzlick got a stick on that. The Terriers play it up, not out. Anthorn keeps it in. We're inside 2 minutes to go, and again we'll keep an eye on the goaltender. Szymanski in deep with Anthorn. Mark Anthorn trying to come free. Keeps it along the boards. Here's a shot. That goes wide. Riley just on the ice for Maine. Plays it now to Higgins. Behind the net, Szymanski. In Noonan battle, Szymanski plays it near side to Nemec. But Maine not getting any pucks to the net. It's all perimeter. Now out high, Anthorn holding. Shot redirected wide. Willett still in the net, surprisingly, with 1:10 to go in the game. Nemec able to keep it in along the far boards. CJ, you surprised now the goaltender finally comes out with 1 minute to go. Puck in deep. Maine with an extra attacker on as Mike Cornell against Grizzlick, and the puck cleared to center ice. Here's Joey Diamond. Offensive end, 45 seconds. Shot and a save McGuire, and that'll give Maine an offensive zone faceoff with 44.9 seconds to go.
Yeah, I was surprised, I'll be honest with you. They had a lot of puck possession, good cycling going on. An extra guy out there would have been excellent. They could have got more bodies in front of the net because they had a hard time getting the puck to the net there on a chance. Here's that really good, solid defensive play by Grizzlick. Really moves his feet well. Gets his body position in front of them. And here's Joey Diamond off the transition. Puts the wrister looking 5-hole, but McGuire squeezes him tight.
With a timeout on the ice, I believe Tim Whitehead took his timeout. You see the story there. McGuire has been excellent tonight, a career high. 37 saves. And CJ, he's been sharp since the opening puck drop when Diamond broke in the opening minute.
Absolutely. He kept them in the ball game early. It could have been 3-0, 4-0 in that first period. He kept it down to 1-0 and kept them in this hockey game, and they responded in the second period with 3 goals to really take over the game. But great job by Maine on the comeback right now, doing a great job cycling. The key right now is who's going to win this faceoff.
Take a look at some out-of-town action tonight in Hockey East. You've got UMass Lowell completing a sweep of UMass. They win it by a goal. And Vermont with an impressive road sweep of Northeastern. So that's going to jam things up in the standings as well with the win. Lowell now, for the time being, moves into a tie with BU with 22 points. And Vermont now with 18. So extra attacker on. Empty net to our left. Swavely wins the faceoff. Comes back to Rutt. Here's a shot. Score! Tied up. Swavely on the redirect. What a weekend for the freshman.
Great job by Swavely going hard to the net, but winning the faceoff, we talked about it. They have the extra man in there. They get on the puck. Shore gets on the puck, but a great shot looking for the tip again. Second goal we've seen tonight where this is all looking for tip. Looking for the stick of Swavely with a neat deflection, having that extra skater. Key.
He did 2 big things. He won the faceoff, got in position, redirected, and it's brand new and shiny at the Alfond with 35 seconds remaining in regulation. As Maine has rallied from a 3-goal deficit, and the Terriers able to get it as Escobedo has it. Played ahead, and it appears we could be headed for bonus hockey for the second straight night. 10 seconds to go. Here's Higgins. His shot is blocked to the end boards by Escobedo. Played around, Terriers have it, and we are headed to overtime. What an excellent hockey game this has turned out to be. BU scored 4 unanswered goals. Maine comes back with 3 unanswered. And we have extra hockey.
Just terrific job there. Couldn't do anything better with that if you had no one out there. Win the draw, extra man on the puck, go hard to the net, look for the tip instead of just blasting away. Terrific job by the Black Bears with the extra attacker.
We'll be back with overtime after this. Well, after O'Regan scored to make it 4-1, the Black Bears have had quite a rally.
Here's another great little tip play by Shore to Hutton to Diamond with the finish. Then this great little play by Connor Riley, knocking the puck out of midair off of McGuire. Shore with the finish. Love to have those, and just a great job off the face-off. Swavely, as you said, doing everything right on that. Winning the draw, going hard to the net, and getting the tip to tie up this ball game at 4.
What a weekend for the freshman Stephen Swavely. Had a pair of power play goals last night. Has the game-tying goal in the final minute here tonight. And in this situation, if you're the Terriers, CJ, you'd love to get the win, but at this point, you want to make sure you get out of here with a tie.
You want that point. When you're on the road, you play for a tie. I hate to say it. No one wants to tie. It's kissing your sister. But when you're on the road, a tie is a lot nicer.
So here we go. O'Regan's line to start it against Shore's line. Each of them have goals tonight. 2 for O'Regan, 1 for Shore. Came shorthanded. Puck drop, the overtime underway, and the Alfond Arena is alive. And here's a good steal. Nieto quickly offensive end. Pass went over the stick of Rodriguez. Now Rodriguez works. Turnaround shot blocked by Connor Riley. And Maine will break out. Here's Diamond. Diamond cuts to the middle, and a good back check by Nieto. The puck chipped to center ice. Escobedo makes sure he gets the red line. Plays it in. O'Regan had Rodriguez going, but that's an offside, and we'll get a face-off back in the neutral zone.
Good chance there for a little odd man rush, but the puck hung up too high for too long. Sean Escobedo not able to corral it to continue that 3-on-2.
Maine controls off the face-off. Here's Hutton. He gets the red line, plays it in. BU quickly gets possession, dumps it back out. Swavely's line is out there now for Maine. Merchant able to keep in at the point. Puck rolls to McGuire, puts it on the stick of Garrett Noonan. Noonan out of his own zone, pass to Sahir Gill, back to Noonan, holding a backhander, and it's deflected wide, and Maine breaks the other way. Trying to move over the line, here's Swavely. Good play by Grizzlick again as he chipped that puck away from John Swavely. Now Merchant feeds the point. Hutton, holding, shot, save, McGuire, and the rebound pushed just wide. Grizzlick turns the net for the Terriers and feeds it ahead. Too far for Sahir Gill. Back over the line. Here's Higgins in front. A shot that deflects just wide as two Black Bears went to the net.
Terrific chance. Hard drive to the net. Just a little bit of bad luck. It kind of jumped on him. Wasn't able to direct that into the open side.
With 3:15 to go in the overtime, Cornell, Higgins, now Anthony. Anthony works it deep. Taken to the end boards by Santana. Szymanski in there as well. Puck comes free along the boards. Higgins now to Szymanski. Oxenden on him. Szymanski centering feed, and it comes out front. Backhander and a save, McGuire. And with good pressure here, we're inside 3 minutes remaining in the overtime. Terriers get it, and they bank it out. And this will not be icing. It's a quality play by the Terriers as they get to change lines. And now the Black Bears played in. They say it was a deflection, no icing. And overskating the puck in the corner was Joey Diamond. Now Lomberg a steal. Out front, one-timer by Shore is blocked by Danny O'Regan. Shore broke his stick, and the Terriers head up ice. Here's O'Regan. Throws it to the front of the net looking for Nieto. And Shore feeds to Diamond. Here's Diamond. Long wrister, a save. Hustles after the rebound. Diamond tried to center. He was taken to the end boards. Tied up. Diamond and Lomberg in there. Lomberg had the first Maine goal. Shore out of the corner. Now he feeds back to the point. Shot here is deflected up and caught. And held on to, deflected by McGuire out of play.
There's that chance for the Black Bears here. Quick transition. Nice little sauce over the stick. Szymanski not able to corral it and hook it in, but a nice little pass flipped over the stick. And a good save by McGuire, and Szymanski with a diving effort.
It's the fourth game of the last five that Maine has found itself in overtime. They have won one and tied two. As John Swavely keeps in and now broken up, Terriers look to transition the other way. Here's Kason Holman. Has one of the 4 BU goals tonight. He's pushed off the puck. Swavely on the back check. As we're coming up to 90 seconds remaining in overtime. Swavely plays it in deep. Noonan forced in deep. Now Merchant in as well. Swavely and Merchant. Hutton can't keep in. And a puck back to the main zone. Cornell shadowed by Holman. Steve Swavely, who had the game-tying goal with less than a minute on a redirect of a Jake Rutt shot. He trying to feed the point. It was intercepted. Terriers, good job, though, keeping the puck in deep. We're down to a minute to go in the overtime. And the Black Bears try to move it out. Ben Rosen broke that play up. And now it's Matt Lane with the puck. Lane into the offensive zone. Pushed down. Connor Riley with 40 seconds to go. Plays it ahead. Anthony looking to break. Maine up the ice. Over the line. Here's Higgins. Trailer is Riley. Riley holding. Centering feed. It's pushed away as Anthony couldn't get a shot off. And the puck is cleared. They say no icing. We're down to 20 seconds to go in the overtime. Time for one more rush. Here's Nemec. Dumps in from the red line. Takes a Maine bounce, and Anthony overskated. And here's Rodriguez back. 7 seconds to go. Rodriguez is in. Score! Centering feed, Matt Nieto wins it in overtime with 3.8 seconds to go. And a sea of red into the corner. A big overtime road win for BU.
Well, bad hop here. He catches the glass and catches the bar in the glass on that rush by the Black Bears. The puck drops down, sets up perfectly for a breakout for BU on the transition. There you see it, hits the glass and hooks up. Leaves it out for a 2-on-0, and Rodriguez makes a nice little play. Fake shot, slides it over for Matt Nieto to finish here, but a tough luck play on the glass after that comeback, but a great little 2-on-0 play there by the Terriers. Nice little fake by Rodriguez, the slide to Nieto for the open netter.
And sorry, CJ, the play of the game brought to you by Monkey Sports, New England's largest hockey, baseball, and lacrosse selection. A character win for the Terriers to give up a 3-goal third-period lead, and they come back and win it in overtime on the road.
That was a tough one for them. They really got away from it. The momentum swinged all the way to the Black Bears side on the comeback. Even in overtime, Black Bears with the quality chances. One little break, but you got to make good on that break, and they did with a 2-on-0, and they finish and win the game.
So Matt Nieto is the hero, and it will be a much shorter ride home for the Terriers as he gets his 4th career game-winning goal, maybe none bigger. It's a 3-point weekend for the Terriers, and it's a tough luck overtime loss for the Black Bears. Your final score once again in overtime. BU wins it 5-4 for Craig Janney. I'm Mike Logan saying good night from Alfond Arena in Orono. Join us next week. More Hockey East action. Nesson heads to Burlington for a matchup between the UNH Wildcats and the Vermont Catamounts. This has been a presentation of Nesson, New England's most watched sports network. Stay tuned now for Charlie Moore Outdoors.